Let's just lower our royalty-free, copyright-free Christmas music for today. Let's just lower it down. It's there to create a vibe, a mood, not to deafen us. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you to anyone that joins me today for today's live stream. And also thank you to anyone that watches at a later date. Welcome back. So today I'm going to be continuing on making our edible Christmas sleigh gifts for my family. Excuse me. We begun this craft yesterday on December 1st live stream. And our live stream lasted around an hour and a half, maybe just under 2 hours. And we managed to get 2 completed sleighs. And this stack was very near to completion when my partner came home from work. And one of these gifts was for my partner, so I stopped the live stream for the night because I didn't want anything being ruined. You know, I didn't want his surprise not being a surprise anymore. Excuse me. So we're going to continue on and finish the rest of our Christmas candy sleighs today, but just a reminder, just in case anyone joins today that hadn't joined yesterday, I am completely full of a cold. I went away for a shopping weekend with my mum, and where we went to finish our Christmas shopping, it was very stormy, it was very wintry weather. Excuse me. You know, we got caught up in a lot of very icy, cold, wintry showers and very harsh winds, and I have come home after catching a chill and I'm now full of a cold. So I have actually just medicated and dosed myself up before coming on the live stream this morning. I sound very stuffy. I keep hoping for your guys' sake that I'll wake up one morning and I won't sound this stuffy and poorly, but unfortunately for you guys that hasn't happened yet. So you're going to have to just bear with me. There may be a little sniffling, there may be a few coughs and throat clearings, but I will try my very, very best to keep it to a minimum. I have a big bottle of water here. Today's water is provided by Rubicon Twist. I don't know if anyone has tried Rubicon Twist. Until very, very recently, I didn't realise that they created bottles of still water, still spring water. But for years I've enjoyed cans of carbonated Rubicon drinks, like Rubicon Mango and Guava, etc. And then I recently found out that they do, this isn't sponsored by the way, I just really like it. I found out that Rubicon make a drink called Rubicon Twist, and it's still spring water. It's 0 sugar and it's only 3 calories per serving. So what's classed as a serving? 250 millilitres is classed as a serving, and this is 1.5 litres. So there's not a lot of calories for the whole bottle, really. The main thing that I drink is water. I usually carry a very big bottle of water around with me, or I have a collection of Stanley cups, and I'll fill my Stanley cup with water and ice for the day, and I'll refill it quite a few times throughout the day, especially if it's a warm day, or if I'm somewhere like that's warm, you know, somewhere in America or whatever. Anyway, my partner came home from work last night, and he deserves to be able to relax and wind down and you know, spend quality time with me when he comes home from work. So I logged off the live stream for the night, but I'm now here. and we're spending time together, you and I, and we're going to finish our Christmas craft. Fingers crossed. It was going very well last night before I had to log off. For anyone wondering, I'm off work at the moment because I'm poorly, but I do actually have quite a lot of photo editing work over the next week that I need to get done from home remotely as well. So if I'm not physically within work, I'm usually doing a lot of admin work and HR work and things such as photo editing work from home, without being too specific about what it is that we do. We run a business, but it's a little personal to actually get into the specifics about our business, so hopefully you understand and agree. Okay, so just give me one moment. I'm just bringing up my live stream here on YouTube so that I can interact with anyone that may come in to the channel to say hello. Okay, and that is us ready to go. As I stated at the beginning of the video and in yesterday's video, all of the music in the background of these Christmas craft videos, they are completely copyright free and royalty free. They're free to use, so we're not going to get flagged up by YouTube that we're doing anything inappropriate. Although I don't know what this one is. Merry Christmas! Fair enough. Okay, so let's take a look at what we've got going on here. So, for anyone that wasn't present during yesterday's live stream, let me just show you one of the Christmas candy sleighs that we made yesterday. And then you can see what it is that we're trying to create. This is the sleigh that I created yesterday on yesterday's live stream, or one of them. And this one is for my partner because it is mostly grape candy. Although we have a salted caramel Kit Kat bar, and we have some shortbread, and we have a pistachio chocolate bar on the top, but mostly it's grape candy. So yeah, so we stack up the candy boxes and then we wrap it in a really nice ribbon. We stick our, although I don't really know what's going on with that one. It doesn't matter. We stick our candy canes to the very bottom, and then that makes it look like a sleigh. And you know, we've put some cute little embellishments on there as well. So it's a very simple craft that we're doing, but it does take a little bit of patience because well, we're making quite a few of them. We're making 7 in total. And in yesterday's video, this table was actually piled with different types of candy and edible treats. And I had to stack all of those treats into individual piles according to the people that I was making the sleighs for and what treats that they would actually eat, because everyone likes different things. So that took quite a lot of time yesterday, but here we are, and I have all of my piles of treats sat next to me. I've got a little trash bag here, so I don't really know where to put that. We'll pop that on the floor. So anyone that is joining me today, if you could let me know a little bit of feedback about the background music. If you could let me know, you know, if it's enjoyable, if you can actually hear it at all, or if it is even too loud. Please let me know, because it's a guessing game for me, really, in the background. Okay. I guess I feel as though the current level that I've got the music at is probably quite enjoyable and ambient, hopefully, fingers crossed. But I get in my head about these things, and I like to try and create a nice, festive, relaxing atmosphere for you guys. So please go ahead and give me feedback and let me know. I'm just going to push my table ever so slightly closer to my phone, if you just give me a moment. Yeah, I think that's good. I just want you to have the best possible view. And otherwise, I am ready to go. So this stack is going to be for my parents. So here we have some blueberry pocky sticks, some salted caramel, oh no, not some, a salted caramel Kit Kat bar, a box of Milk Duds, caramel Milk Duds, a box of blue Berry Blast Mike and Ike's, a cookies and cream Hershey's bar, and a little mini 2-pack of Ferrero Rocher stuck to the top of there. And these have all been stuck together. Okay, and then we have 2 very special hand-spun candy canes. And they're going to be stuck to the very bottom, and they're going to create our, I'm not sure what the things are on the bottom of a sleigh, what are they called, treads or skis or something like that. They're going to be stuck to the bottom of these to create the illusion that we have a sleigh. Do you know what I've just thought, actually, guys? I'm recording on my smartphone again today, but I haven't actually turned the alerts off on my phone, and I don't want those to go off and frighten anyone, so if you just give me a moment. There we go, everybody. I just wanted to make sure that no loud phone calls or alerts come through on the phone and then ruin the relaxing ambience that we're trying to create here. If I could manage to sit back down without getting stuck to my chair, that would be fantastic. Okay. And here I am. So as I said, excuse me, as I said, this sleigh is going to be for my parents. So far we've created a sleigh for my partner and my sister's partner. So now we have to choose a ribbon that we think my parents might like. So let's take a look. Oh, my tummy is rumbling. I'm sat around all of these good snacks. Let's take a look at the ribbon that we have available. So we have this beautiful tartan ribbon, and that's definitely up there with my favourite. I really love tartan and plaid. I feel like I say that in most of my videos, especially any that are Christmas related. And so that's a maybe. It's also nice for crafts like this because it's flat, but it's not a game changer. We have this beautiful traditional Christmas green and gold. It's more like a rope than a ribbon, honestly, but it's fantastic. It's so special looking, and I think that's up there as a winner as well. And then we have this crazy green one. We used this one for my sister's partner, so maybe we won't use the same one for my parents' one. Let's find something different and unique for them. We have red pom-poms, we have happy holidays with little gingerbread people, and we have ho ho ho. I feel like I should have used the ho 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 for my partner, because that's usually his favourite paper at Christmas. But the tartan was still beautiful. So I'm thinking maybe go for this special green and gold rope. I'm interested to see the effect that it makes when it's wrapped around our stack of sleigh presents here. Hello to everybody that's joining the room and the chat. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are creating Christmas candy sleigh presents for my family for Christmas. So we're stacking up edible treats, and we're sticking candy canes to the bottom of all the treats to make it look like a sleigh, and then we're decorating it with ribbons and ropes and embellishments. Please consider giving me a thumbs up to like the live stream, say hello in chat, let me know where you're watching from, and let's get started. So I have a habit of not really measuring out any ribbon or rope or anything like that. I kind of just eyeball it. How's everyone doing this fine morning? Where I live, we had like a rainstorm last night, but this morning I've woke up and it's very fresh and bright outside. It's actually a beautiful morning. So I am still full of a cold, guys. Still full of a cold. Okay. Hello to everybody new joining us. Thank you very much for joining. You're very welcome. Today we're making Christmas crafts. We're making Christmas candy sleigh gifts to gift to my family over Christmas. So let me just try and work out how I unwrap this. I think it's tied together. Let's see. Gosh, definitely is well tied together. Do I cut that or? We did it, guys. Okay. I've not worked with any rope or twine like this before, actually. It's very interesting. So, whereas this multi-spool of different types of ribbon it's from Martha Stewart. It's 4 decorative ribbons. I tend to home in more on sets like that most Christmases, but this just caught my eye. I thought it was so unusual looking. And look at that, as you pull it off, it turns on the spool. It's beautiful. Okay, so let's try and make a little more room here. So the the aim of the game is to get your ribbon or your rope, or whatever it is that you're tying around the gift. The aim of the game is to get it around the gift without the gift falling apart. So we're going to try, excuse me, we're going to try our very best. But because I don't really measure, I just eyeball things, it's a little trickier. And I'm going to say, because we're not going to be able to make a ribbon with rope, we're just going to have to tie it. So, and I'd like to tidy up that end as well, so I'm going to cut it at around this length. So if we just try and match it up as best as we can on the other side. My goodness, that is thick rope. I don't know, it kind of reminded me of Sleeping Beauty, you know, the, it's probably absolutely nothing like anything from Sleeping Beauty, but you know, she had the the old spinner, you know, the needle that she pricked her. It just kind of, it's nothing like it realistically, is it? It just kind of reminded me of that, like olden times stuff. The spinning wheel, you know. So when I'm tying ribbon and such stuff, after I do the loop-de-loop underneath and bring it back up over the top, I like to thread it underneath, if you see what I mean. I like to thread it underneath the piece that's already there. It just kind of secures it in there a little bit more. Otherwise you can be fumbling and it can start trying to fall apart and just make it a little bit more unnecessarily fiddly. But once it's under there, if you see, it just kind of doesn't fall apart, it just secures itself a little bit more. So there we have the rope entirely wrapped around now, and I'm just going to make a knot. That already looks so festive, how pretty. So we're just going to tidy up the ends and shorten this rope just a touch. I'm going to take it to about here. And around the same on the other side. But it's personal preference really. If you want to tie your ribbons or your rope and then have them hanging down longer than mine, you go for it. Just going to tuck them in there so that it just neatens it up. Okay, so we're really getting there now. Just going to get rid of a few of our little offcuts. A little bit of housekeeping, guys. Don't forget your housekeeping. Keep your house tidy. So we are going to just add a couple of our little cute hollies and berries embellishments here. Mine have sticky tabs on the back of them. It's just like double-sided sticky like pads. Makes it a little easier to use. There's one. We're going to pop another one on this corner. And this is how our stack looks when it is completely tied together and has has a few of our festive little embellishments on. Next up is to stick on our candy canes to the underneath. So I do you think I could slot my candy canes on the underneath of this rope? I might do that on this one. Yes. Just to hold it all together because the rope's quite chunky, whereas on other ones I've used flat ribbon, so I've just been able to stick the candy cane straight over the ribbon, but that wouldn't really work with this rope. The rope would just cause the candy canes to sit away from the boxes by quite a few millimetres. So I'm going to try and stick them actually underneath the rope on the bottom. So if we just measure again. Yeah, okay. So just so I know how long to make, we use sticky glue dots to stick things together for this craft. It's easier and less messy, I think, than using hot glue. And I just needed to measure how long of a strip of glue dots we would require. How is everybody doing this fine morning anyway? Just checking all is okay in chat. Excuse me. Hello to everybody new that's joining us this morning. Thank you very much for joining. You're all very, very welcome. Today we are making Christmas candy sleigh gifts to give to my family for Christmas. And currently we are popping glue dots on the bottom of our candy stack so that we can attach our candy cane sleigh skis. That may not be what they're called. I still haven't checked what they're actually called. Someone help me out and let me know. Oh, it makes a beautiful heart. So, just going to go ahead and add the glue dots to the other side for the second candy cane. Yeah, so let me know where in the world you're watching from. I'm always very interested. I've said before, but YouTube do give you some analytical information to let you know where the majority of your viewers tend to watch from. And I know that I personally have a lot of viewers that watch from America, which is amazing, but I would love to know where else in the world others may be watching from. So please let me know. So hopefully, so I've had this cold for a while now. Hopefully I'm coming out of the other side of it, because it's just not fun. No one enjoys, being poorly with a cold for longer than they have to be. But do you know what? Trying to stay on the positive side of things. The likelihood of me being well and not poorly over Christmas now, the likelihood is quite high, seeing as though I've had a cold like this close to Christmas already. So fingers crossed that that's actually the case. Okay, so I'm just sliding one of these candy canes underneath our rope on the bottom here, and then I'm going to press it in against our glue dots, and then just try to roll it around a little so that it catches every single bit of that glue. And there it is, attached to the bottom. So now we just turn it over and we can do the exact same on the other side. Sliding it underneath our rope. It really is so effective when they're put together. And lifting it over onto our glue dots. You just roll it back and forth very gently. Wait for the reveal, guys. You just wait for the reveal. Okay, here we go. And there is one of our Christmas candy sleighs. Don't worry about, if they're ever so slightly pointing out, it will still move around just as well. What do you guys think? Let me just tilt it so you get all of the angles. This is the top with our little holly and berry embellishments, and our beautiful traditional green and gold Christmas rope. And then we have all of the candies stacked really neatly, and on the bottom our hand spun tutti frutti candy canes. I think they look so effective when they're actually put together. Super easy. Just need a little bit of patience and maybe not quite as high a stack of candy as I chose to give, but yeah, I'm really, really pleased with them. Okay, so excuse me. That's our third. Just going to move this one out of the way now and set up for the next. Excuse me for all the coughing and throat clearing. So pleased with that. It's so effective when they're actually put together. Right, who is next? I think we're going to create my sister's gift next. So my sister has some rainbow candy canes. There's her stack of candy. We'll just get rid of, just move my parents' gift out of the way. Okay, so now we can see how we think is best to stack my sister's candy. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say her Rainbow Nerds are the biggest box of candy. Just double check that. There's not much in it with the box of Pocky. There's not much in it with the Reese's Pieces either. So I'm going to go Rainbow Nerds, Reese's Pieces. Should have bought myself a snack, you guys. I am peckish. But you know what? I feel like my medication is getting into my system now because I don't quite feel as stuffy as I did first thing in the morning. Again, thank you all so much for being patient with me, because I know it's no fun listening to someone that's all stuffed up with a cold. Hello everybody new that's joining us today. We're making Christmas candy sleigh gifts that I'm gifting to my family for Christmas this year. Kind of like a little stocking stuffer. And the aim of the game is to get a stack of lovely edible treats. You stack them up just like this. You wrap a beautiful ribbon around it, and then we're going to pop some candy canes on the bottom to make it look like Santa's sleigh. We've done 3 so far, and we have 4 to go. I'm just going to take a sip of my water. That's actually really lovely. It's called Berry Blast, and there's a picture of, I think that's a passion fruit, but there's definitely a picture of a raspberry in the front. Oh, it says raspberry and blueberry. Is that supposed to be a blueberry? Fair enough. Well, what do I know? Clearly not what an illustrative blueberry looks like, but okay. Let's get to sticking this stack together. I just check actually. The Pocky is slightly wider than the Reese's Pieces. So is the Mycononics, but the Reese's Pieces is ever slightly longer, so I'm going to keep it where it is in the stack. It doesn't matter if there's a tiny bit of discrepancy, as long as, you know, you're stacking it as best you can in the, you know, you want the stack to be solid and not lopsided and not, you know, if the candy's not supporting each other in kind of like a pyramid stack, it's not really going to work, so you need to consider that. Sincere apologies. Cold bug is kicking my butt. Okay, so now we're just adding, just adding our glue dots to the next candy stack. I was sitting there last night thinking about all of the festive things that I've got kind of planned and going on. Right now I have Thanksgiving photographs that I need to edit for work. This obviously isn't work related, this is personal for my own family, but apart from doing personal things, I've also got photo editing for work to do, which is Thanksgiving photos for the time being, but in a couple of weeks I'll have lots of Christmas photos to edit for work as well. And I've got these candy sleigh Christmas gifts that I'm making. I can get a little over ambitious sometimes and put quite a lot of pressure on myself to do too much, which is quite possibly what is happening again, but I wanted to try, if I had time and energy, I wanted to try and make a Christmas wreath for my mum as well. As well as I have actually completely finished my Christmas shopping for this year. We're on December 2nd. Wow. We are on December 2nd and I've completely finished my Christmas shopping, but I haven't wrapped a thing. Not one thing. So I obviously need to get on top of that. And then what else? Me and my mum have a little bit of a tradition every year. We like to do Christmas baking together. so we get lots of ingredients in, and we kind of set a day or two on the run up to Christmas where we're both available, and we put on Christmas tunes, and we have a dance and a giggle in the kitchen, and we do some Christmas baking. She has a tendency to make homemade preserves like chili jam, you know, sort of chutneys and jams, and we make chocolate bark, cookies, that kind of thing. All very festive. But it really means a lot to me, especially as I've started to get a bit older. And at the time in my life now where I've gone through a lot, and I really value my family's time and making an effort for people. That's my love language, is treating people, buying gifts and making gifts, and just putting effort into making people smile. That's what this is all about. Right, so we've run out of our first roll of sticky glue dots, have we? So they're not coming off on the tape anymore, they're on this, but I wonder if I could still use them. Let's try. It's going to be a massive no, I bet, but it is not working. Okay, well, I have another roll. It's okay. I bought 2 rolls just to be sure that we would have enough. And to be fair, the first roll that I was using was pre-opened up, but I'd used it for other crafts before, so I'm not concerned. Wow, these glue dots are much smaller actually. Excuse me, hopefully they work as well. Right. So it looks like you peel back the paper on these ones and the glue dots remain on the roll, and you just press these ones onto whatever you want to glue. And then maybe just a few little ones in the middle. Just to be sure that it's stable. And then we press it on the top. Yeah, seems secure enough. It's going to be tied on there with ribbon as well, so I'm not too concerned. Okay, and the final thing, the Reese's peanut butter trees. My goodness, my tummy is grumbling this morning. Note to self, make sure you eat breakfast before you start making candy gifts for your family. Right, so I have a few errands that I need to run today. We're only on about 11 o'clock in the morning where I am right now. So I'm going to finish our Christmas candy sleighs. But then I need to I need to do some errands in town. I need to go and return a box of Christmas tree lights, unfortunately. We put our new Christmas tree up, and it's an iridescent tree. It kind of, in some lights it looks silver, but it's actually like see-through iridescent light branches. So we needed lights on like a see-through wire, and then the new lights that I bought for the tree are actually on a black wire, and it just will not do. It really won't. They're gonna stick out like a sore thumb on that tree, and I just cannot with that. So fortunately I need to take the lights back. They've not even been used, so they're brand new. I have the receipt. It should not be a problem. Fingers crossed. So, for my sister does not like red, so we cannot use red for my sister. My nephew really loves red, so I'll probably use the bonbons for my nephew, and the ho 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 I'll probably use for my nieces so that they are munching, which leaves the Happy Holidays gingerbread people for my sister. This is a little fiddly to get into. It's a lovely, it's a beautiful flat satin ribbon. So for a craft like this, it should be quite easy to use. Okay. And again, I just eyeball it. So we get a length of ribbon. As long as you don't cut the ribbon until you've kind of eyeballed it and worked out around about how much you're going to need. It doesn't take too long. So I tend to drape the ribbon over the top of what it is that I want to wrap. And then as carefully as you can, flip it over. And then on the bottom, so you have your two sides of your ribbon. Okay. You just cross it over each other. So you cross it over, so it kind of loosely knots it in the middle there. I mean, the likelihood is everyone knows how to do this, but everyone's got to learn somewhere, so that can be helpful. It will be. Right, so, and then you just want to cut off around about the same lengths up here, so you've got enough to tie a bow and then have a little bit more of an overhang to make it look pretty. So again, I like to slide my ribbon underneath the piece that's already there at the top, because it just secures it in that little bit more, so it's not fighting to fall apart when you're trying to tie it. So then it looks like that. It's not actually tied yet, it's just passed underneath this top part. And then we're just going to tie a neat little bow . Top, just do your very best, it doesn't need to be absolutely perfect. sure you pull it tight so that it's not coming undone. And then that's actually a really nice length to leave the ribbon. I'm happy with that. I might just tidy up the very ends. Oh, actually, that one's perfect. It stops just after holidays. But this one, it has half of a word there. Betty Hale, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us today. So today we are making Christmas candy sleigh gifts for my family. And this one is going to be for my sister. I've gone a little over the top, a little OTT with the stacks of candy, as you can see, but we've stacked them up and we've tied them with a beautiful Christmas ribbon, and then we have some lovely candy canes that we're going to stick to the bottom, and then, oh my goodness, with a little Christmas magic, it makes it look like a sleigh. How cute. And it's just basically a little stocking stuffer, and I'm making them for my family for this Christmas. Thank you so much for the compliment. You have put a smile on my face. So we have these cute little holly berry embellishments, and they have little double-sided sticky pads on the back. And we are going to stick them on the present just to decorate it a little bit. How are you today, Betty Hale? How are you? It's lovely to hear from you. So there's one little embellishment, and here's another. And our beautiful Happy Holidays gingerbread ribbon really pulls it all together. These embellishments really, they really find debris and fluff and hair and stuff like that. Okay, and then the final touch, excuse me, is of course to add our skeins to the bottom of the sleigh. Maybe I could take that piece of ribbon slightly shorter. Didn't realise it was quite so long. Housekeeping, guys, housekeeping. How is the Christmas music for you guys this morning? Let me just pop it back there. I like to put some royalty-free, copyright-free background music on when I'm doing Christmas crafts like this. I feel like it just sets the mood. Just makes you feel that little bit more festive. Who agrees? So we've got our roll of double-sided sticky dots, and then we're just going to add some to the bottom here. Gosh, these sticky dots are much, much smaller than the last ones that I was using. It's okay, we will work it out. Just stick them to the bottom of your box. Just in a lovely little neat line. measure how long we need these. Excuse me. And do you know what? I don't know why I haven't put them up on their side like that before. That's actually a great view. That helps me see what I'm doing much easier. Excuse me. You can just use a glue gun if you don't have sticky dots available to you. These are just glue dots that are on double-sided tape. And you just press the glue dots onto whatever it is that you want to stick down. But if you don't have access to these, glue will work just as good. And the majority of people tend to have access to a hot glue gun. Okay. And then we take our, I keep going to call them like treads or skeins, whatever the things are on the bottom of a sled. And then we press it against our glue dots at the bottom here. Let's try and line it up as best you can. If you roll the candy cane back and forth, excuse me, I'm so sorry about my throat. I'm absolutely full of a cold. If you roll your candy cane back and forth, packaging that the candy cane is in will stick to the glue dots, so there isn't any glue that's left exposed, if you like. So the packaging kind of flattens itself and sticks more to the glue dots. This gives it a better seal. Ta-da! What do we think, everybody? I wish I could call this a cost-effective stocking filler, but honestly, all of the ingredients, for each stack, they ended up being quite expensive overall. But it doesn't have to be expensive. You know, you just pick and choose your battles. You can pick and choose what you have in your stacks, and you can pick and choose how many things you have in your stacks as well. You could have just 1 or 2 things stuck to the top of your candy canes. You don't have to have 6 or 7. I just get carried away. Thank you so much, Betty Hale. I can see you commenting over there in the chat. It's lovely to have you today. How are you doing and where are you viewing from? It's lovely to have you. Okay, so that's our 4th sleigh present that we've created. So I'm just going to move this one off our table and then set up for the next one. We haven't yet used many of our little tartan bow embellishments. I feel like those actually need hot glue. I feel like they wouldn't stick down very well with only using glue dots. So I may add them at a later date, but I do feel as though I'll have to use hot glue for that. Next up, we're going to do my nephew's sleigh stack. So if I just move out my sisters for my nephew. These are all sat next to me on a chair, and I just love the effect. It's like a little army of sleighs just appearing next to me. It's amazing. Okay, so these are the goodies that I've chosen for my nephew. If we just stack these in size order. Why does it look like he's got more? Probably does. I always get kids more. Okay, so the Jolly Rancher sour gummies look like it's the biggest thing, closely followed by the big chewy nuts. But the Pocky is ever so slightly longer. Not noticeably though. And then okay, so it looks like that will be my nephew's stack. Yeah, Betty Hale. So my nephew is obsessed at the moment with Nintendo, and he really loves Mario and Luigi. His favourite colour is red, so we've got lots of red going on here for my nephew. We've got Mike and Ike Red Rages, we've got Scottish shortbread fingers, we've got an original Kit Kat bar, and I got this cute little tin, and it says Brick Breaking Candies Super Mario's. I don't know if they're mints or if they're like little chalky candies that are kind of like Lego. I don't really know, but you definitely can make themed one of these. So if you wanted to get, you know, just Jolly Ranchers or just Nerds or just Mike and Ike or characters like Mario, if you wanted to use toys instead of candy, you could get you know, just themed toys. So we're going to make one now with a Mario on the top, specifically for my nephew, and that's going to be his topper. And then, oops, and then he's got the rainbow skis for the bottom. So let's glue our stack. Oops. How's the music for everybody? Is it too loud? Can you not hear it at all? Please let me know. My goodness, I always have a tendency to touch the glue dots. You're not supposed to. Otherwise you start sticking to things. Okay. Just roughly stack them in size order so that, you know, you end up with a kind of pyramid of whatever it is that you're stacking. And the pyramid should be able to support itself in the weight of whatever it is that's in your stack. So we're now on sleigh 5 of 7. Feel accomplished. I feel like we're really getting somewhere. How are you today, Betty Hale? How are you? Where are you watching from? Please let me know. Okay, so we have there our Jolly Ranchers, our gummies, our Nerds Big Chews, and our cookies and cream Pocky. I've got Red Rageous Mike and Ike's. This sounds amazing. So there is strawberry, raspberry, watermelon, cherry and fruit punch. As I said, if I actually ate these Mike and Ike's, I think this would be the box that I would choose, because I really like all of the red flavoured things. Cherry and strawberry, and sounds delicious. On we go with the red layers. Just make sure that you're really pushing it down and rocking it back and forth and making sure that you get a good seal with all of the grey dots. You want to make sure that they are really stuck down. You don't want them falling apart. Next is our traditional Kit Kat bar. It's all coming together now. I'm going to pop our Mario down in the middle. And there's our stack. So now, because we're doing a Mario themed one, well, not really themed, but a red one with Mario on for my nephew, we're going to use the red pom-poms. together quite nicely. Oh wow, it's kind of on like a really thin wire. I thought it was just going to be a cotton strand, but if I show you. So I thought that was just a strand of cotton, but it's actually wire that you can pose. That's unusual. Oh my goodness, it's all falling apart. So this one could be slightly more challenging to eyeball because it's wire, so obviously wants to continually take a shape of something. Rather than ribbon, you can manipulate it and bend it and, you know. We'll see how we get on. Betty Hale, I don't sell these. Sorry, sweetheart, can you hear me talking a bit better now? I'm actually full of a cold, so at the moment my voice isn't as strong as it would ordinarily be, so I apologise. I don't actually sell them. I just make these for family members. Sorry, sweetheart, I didn't realise that you couldn't hear me speaking very well. I'm just making these for family members, just to kind of see how popular they are and see how they go. I think the pom-poms look lovely, but because it's on a wire and you can bend and pose the wire, it's a little bit more difficult to use than ribbon because it constantly wants to bend itself, but we'll see how we go. So oh my goodness, this pom-pom one, it looks very pretty, but it's fiddly. Okay, so it's alright, we're working it out. We'll work it out together. You and me, Betty. Oh, you're from Kentucky. What time is it over there for you guys at the moment? Super early in the morning, I bet. Oh my goodness, Betty, pray for me. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to start again. Because these pom-poms, oh, do you know what, I might not have to start again. Let's just have a little patience. 6:43 in the morning. Gosh, Betty. Could you not sleep, or are you just naturally an early riser? tidy this up because I have OCD, and if it's not tidy, I'm not happy. Oh, bless you, Betty. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope it's nothing serious that you've got playing on your mind. But you know what? I'm definitely with you. I'm diagnosed with insomnia. Have been for years, actually, since college. I've had insomnia, and for years I refused medication for it, when in actual fact I really needed medication for it because it made me very poorly, not being able to sleep properly. And so very recently, we're talking last year, I finally accepted help from my doctor, who prescribed me melatonin for me to be able to sleep. Seems though that was a more natural compromise rather than taking sleeping tablets, which I refuse to do. And now, at the very least, with the help of melatonin, I can sleep, but I've also been diagnosed with ADHD and high functioning autism, and I suffer with depression and anxiety, and this year alone, only 3 weeks ago, I lost my dog, well, the second of my 2 dogs, and I lost my first dog 52 days prior to that. So in under 2 months I lost both my dogs just before Christmas, and my central nervous system really did not know how to handle that. So I had to take some time away just from everything and everybody, really. YouTube, friends, family. I locked myself away, except for my partner. We live together. Sometimes you kind of just have to go into self-preservation mode, and it can be tough, but you just need to put yourself first, and just know, Betty, that whatever you're going through, I'm praying for you. I've got you in my thoughts. Your sister's little boy's got the last one that I said. Is that autism? High functioning autism? It's tough. It's really tough. And do you know what? When I was a kid, it really wasn't sort of understood back then. It was a lesser understood condition, and people didn't really talk about things like autism and ADHD. No, sweetheart, I don't have any kids of my own, unfortunately. I'd love to be a mum, but I haven't had the opportunity yet. Well, I did. I miscarried twins a few years back, so I haven't been blessed yet, but maybe one day. Fingers crossed for me. You have 3 in 3rd grade, did you say? That's beautiful. And I hope they're all doing well. I hope they're all happy and healthy. Do you know what? I don't know what I'm trying to do here with these pom-poms on the top of this. I'm trying to create some kind of bow, but I'm trying to do it in a way that I would with ribbon, and I'm working with wire. So I need to rethink how I'm doing this. So So instead of trying to tie it, we're gonna twist it. So we're gonna make two bow type loops, and then we're gonna twist them around each other, and that should hopefully secure them in place. And then I'm going to trim off the excess, 1, 2, 3, 4, so that they both match. And also because it's wire, we don't want any sharp bits of wire remaining. Just going to turn it round. So there's our little red pom-pom wire, ribbon, whatever you want to call it. Betty, I'm from England, but I've kind of moved around all over the place over the years. I also spent a lot of time in America when I was growing up. I didn't live there, but I spent so much time there that it's practically a second home to me. So I actually love the States. I love going back anytime that I'm able to go back and visit. But I live in England. I'm from England. Just trying to neaten up this wire. Okay, and then we've got our 2 rainbow candy canes. This year can be tough, you know, for many reasons it can be tough. So please just try to look out for yourself. Try to put you and your needs first sometimes, because that can be hard to do, you know. You can't pour from an empty cup, as they say. It's on your bucket list to visit England. Well, do you know what, Betty, you definitely should, if that's something that you want to do. I hope that one day you're able to do that. Where in England would you like to visit? It's a tiny place compared to America, but it's bigger than people give it credit for. It's got lots of heart. You don't know. I'll definitely do your research then, because the areas differ vastly. But if I was going to recommend some places for an out-of-towner to visit, I would recommend I'd recommend Yorkshire, and York in general, York and Yorkshire. There's a lot of history in York, and a lot of Roman history and architecture. It's actually a beautiful part of the country. Lots of countryside there, so it's very picturesque in places too. If you like hustle and bustle and you prefer to be in a city environment, London is a little bit of a tourist trap. But when people don't come from England, they tend to want to visit London, and I can't say as I blame them, because, you know, when you're not from a place, you want to go you know, if you're visiting somewhere and you're not from there, you want to go to the famous places in that place, if that makes sense. So I get it. I understand why people want to go to London, but it's overrated, honestly. If you're from here, you tend to avoid going there. I like Manchester and I like Liverpool. Both are full of history, especially musical history. Both have some fantastic examples of architecture, if you're into that sort of thing. You live in a small town called Sayersville. Am I saying that right? Sayersville? Sayersville in Kentucky. I can't say as I have ever visited Sayersville and Kentucky, well, in Kentucky, but I'm sure it's a beautiful part of the world. Were you born there? Were you born in Sayersville, or have you moved around over the years? Excuse me. So we're just pressing on our candy cane sleigh skiers now. Again, just roll them around, make sure that they've made a really good connection with all of that glue. And then, excuse me, and then this is Christmas candy sleigh for my nephew who loves Mario. I think they come out super effective. I know I say it every single time I make one, but they're so easy. They're just a little time consuming. If you're patient and you've got enough time to actually put them together, it comes out as such an effective little gift for someone. Little stocking stuffer. I've just lowered it a little, but Betty, can you tell me if the music in the background is too loud? Can you actually hear the Christmas music in the background? Okay, so now we're done with this this sleigh. We could move on to our next one. So the last two that we have left to make are for my nieces. Excuse me, that was a squeak on the wooden chair next to me. It did not sound like it, but I promise you it was. I don't want the music to be too loud that it overpowers everything, but I just wanted to set a little bit of a musical Christmas vibe with a little bit of festive music for everybody. It is copyright free and royalty free, so it's free to use. I don't want YouTube freaking out that there's music in the background. As long as it's not too loud for you, that's all that matters to me, Betty. Okay, great. If you can hear it and it's enjoyable, that makes me happy. Okay, so we're moving on to a stack of candy youngest niece. Her favourite colour is blue, so she has the blue candy canes and the blue Micronikes, and just a range of everything else, but I needed to make sure that there was some blue in there for her. So that's how her stack is going to look. Let's start gluing it together. Betty, do you like doing any Christmas crafts yourself when it comes to Christmas? Do you think you might give the Christmas sleighs a go? Hello everybody new that's joining us. Today we are creating edible Christmas candy sleighs that I'm going to gift to members of my family. Betty, I would love to make a wreath using the, what's the stuff called? You know, the deco mesh, the rolls of like mesh material that you can get. And you wind it out and then cut it and you kind of roll it and then create, like, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Or do you make a more natural looking wreath? I'd love to make a wreath. I have got the deco mesh material and the wreath and all of the embellishments, but I haven't been brave enough to give it a go yet. But I want to. I do want to. You might inspire me, Betty. I might give it a try. I recently painted a wooden wreath, and I painted it on one of these live streams, so it is actually on my channel if you're interested, if you enjoy listening to me ramble on. The painting of the wooden wreath is on my channel. If you fancy subscribing and giving it a watch, you are very, very welcome to do so. I'm still a very new channel, so I don't have many subscribers at the moment. I don't even have many videos at the moment. I'm kind of trying to navigate getting better equipment. So at the moment for my live streams I'm using my smartphone. And I tend to record videos that I upload. I tend to record those on my GoPro. But I need a much better microphone because the videos that I record and then edit before uploading them, they require much better audio than say a live stream. So I need to get myself some better equipment really, just to be able to progress my channel properly, because I really enjoy making videos for YouTube, but people aren't going to watch them if the audio is rubbish. But I hope you're enjoying watching my live streams at the very least, because I really enjoy sitting here and interacting, and it actually helps me to relax as well. Gets me in the Christmas spirit sitting here crafting Christmas sleighs. But now you've got me thinking about the festive wreaths, Betty, and now I'm wondering if that should be one of my next live streams, if I should attempt to make a deco mesh wreath. I'd fail spectacularly, I'm sure. No, I'm only joking. Maybe I wouldn't, but maybe I would. I'd only know if I give it a go. The last thing for this stack is going to be another traditional Kit Kat bar. So yeah, thinking back on my timeline, I've got the last of these Christmas candy sleighs to finish on live stream today, and then I have some errands that I need to run in town later on. I need to try and get some actual usable Christmas lights for my tree. Oh my goodness. And I need to start thinking about wrapping Christmas presents, really, because I've said it a few times now. I have finished my Christmas shopping and I have not wrapped a thing. My tree is right here next to me, in the room next to me, and there is not one present under the tree. I have presents to put under the tree. They are just not there. How about you, Betty? Have you bought and wrapped any presents this year? Do you celebrate Christmas? Not everyone does. There's our Christmas stack for my youngest niece. What ribbon shall we use for her? Oh, we're going to use the ho ho ho. Excuse me while I just take a quick drink. We just pull plenty of the ribbon off. I may not have to rotate the spool quite as much, and then hopefully it won't stress me out. Excuse me. So, starting again from the top. Too much. There's a fine art to eyeballing how much ribbon you're actually going to need. I haven't mastered it yet, I have to say. good bow. I have to say it does take practice and patience. Just be sure to try and pull it nice and tight so that it doesn't unravel when it's on the present. Excuse me. And then there's our cute little ho-ho-ho stack. How cute is that ribbon though? It's really good quality as well. It's really thick, satiny ribbon, and the print on it is really bold, kind of vinyl print. Okay, and then just have the candy canes to stick to the bottom. So just measure, you just have to pop your candy canes against the bottom so you can measure how many sticky dots you need, or if you're using hot glue, how much hot glue you need to apply. Okay. And then just as neat as possible, you just pop a line of your glue, whether it's hot glue or crafting glue or glue dots like I'm using. You just pop a really neat line with your glue. Just like to measure it up to make sure that I've used enough. Don't really know what's going on with my line of glue dots on this side. It's supposed to be neat and it isn't at all. I'm getting distracted. Right, so we'll just check that we have enough glue on this side now. I think I'm happy with that. So then, once you have your lines of glue on either side of the bottom of the box, you just stick your candy canes on. And then just give them a really gentle roll back and forward, because the packaging sticks down better to your glue if you roll it back and forward, just to make sure that none of the glue, hot glue, glue dots, whatever it is that you're using as an adhesive, you don't want any of it left exposed. And there is our 6th, I think, sleigh. As you put them down as well, the weight of the candy obviously weighs down on the candy canes, so it pushes down on the glue dots even more. So it makes a better seal when it's actually sitting down on the candy canes. So, right, we have one more left to make, and that is for my eldest niece. I just collect all her things. Do you know what? I've realised I've not put any holly embellishments on the last 2 that we've made, but that's okay. I'll go back after I finish the live stream. I'll go back and add those on. I will pop some on this one because we're about to make it, but do you know what? Just because I'm holding it, add them onto this one too. And I'll just go back in my own time and add it to my nephews. So, I hope everyone is going to be having a wonderful Tuesday. Whatever you get busy doing, I hope that it's a happy and positive day for you. And do you know what? If today's not the day, that's okay as well. Because not every day has to be the day, you know? Some days just choose to be a write-off, and that's okay too. You just kind of have to accept when it's not the day. Tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow could be the day. I struggle with kind of relinquishing control sometimes. I struggle with knowing that sometimes things are out of my control and there's nothing I can do about it. Even with crafts like this, I've made 7 of these now. Well, I'm on the 7th, and the others have gone really, really well. This one might not be the one. Do you know what I mean? Like this one, it could have a mind of its own and decide it's going to do everything other than what I want it to do. So sometimes you just have to go with the flow and just do your very best. And that's what we're going to do. That's what I always try to do. Okay, so this is our very last Christmas candy sleigh. Hello to everybody new that's joining us, and hello also to anyone that may watch the upload at a later date. For the final time, what we're making today is Christmas candy sleighs for my family. I'm going to be gifting them to people in my family. I bought a whole bunch of candy and treats, lovely edible items. And in yesterday's live stream, I had this table absolutely covered with all of the, the edible items. And we stacked all of the treats into stacks according to what different people in my family would enjoy. So this pile of treats that I'm holding right now is for my eldest niece, and we stack the treats in size order just to make a very stable pyramid, or as stable as possible. And then we decorate it to make it look like a Santa sleigh. it's just going to be a little stocking filler, a little gift for everybody in my family, not something to make them smile. And it's a fun and relaxing craft for me to be able to sit here and share with you guys. So let's have a look here. She has Jolly Rancher sour gummies, and that seems to be the biggest box. Oh no, hold on. Okay. It's pretty much the same size as the box of Nerds, but it's a little wider. So we are going to put the Jolly Rancher sour gummy box on the bottom, because hopefully that will support our stack of treats most effectively. And then the Nerds is the next biggest box. And then it looks like the Strawberry Pocky, Tropical Myconite, Shortbread Fingers, and the Kit Kat. So that is going to be what our stack looks like. And then she has pink strawberry candy canes, which are going to go on the underneath of the stack to make it appear like a Santa sleigh. So next we're going to glue all of our ingredients together, starting with Jolly Rancher sour gummies. Next up is going to be the Rainbow Candy Nerds. I'm using a roll of glue dots, and the glue dots are just flat against this double-sided sticky tape. Well, it's not actually sticky tape, just like double-sided wax paper. And sometimes with these rolls, as you're peeling it off, sometimes the glue dots are here on this paper, so you can just rip off what you need. But with this roll of glue dots, they stay stuck down once you expose them. So I'm just having to adjust my working pattern a little bit, but basically I'm pressing the glue dots down on what I want to glue. You can use crafting glue, you can use a hot glue gun if you want. Just be careful if you're using a hot glue gun with chocolate, because you don't want to melt the bar of chocolate. So we have several glue dots all over the bottom of that box, and now we're just going to stick it down to the base. Really good push, because you want to make a good seal with those glue dots. Okay. Next up we have Pocky. So if you hadn't guessed, my eldest niece's favourite colour is pink. My youngest niece's favourite colour is blue. So I tried to stack as much blue in her sleigh as possible, and my eldest niece gets pink. And my nephew liked red, so he got red in his stack. Oops. I've not really considered the flavour of the candy canes, I've just gone for aesthetics, but all of the candy canes are different flavours as well. There's Tutti Frutti, there's bubblegum, strawberry, and there was lots of other flavours in the store as well. So if you're considering making this craft for yourself or someone in your family, you could also change up the flavour of the items that you're popping in each of your stacks. You know, so if someone's favourite flavour, for instance, was strawberry or blue raspberry, you know, you could personalise it for them. That one didn't stick down the first time. actually wait to gift these. I'm not sure on what day I'm going to be gifting them. So in one of my previous videos, I talked about my family's Christmas traditions. But just as a reminder, just in case you might not have seen that previous video, my great nana, my great grandma, I used to call her Little Nan because she was so small, she was a tiny woman, and she had a tradition. Well, she used to say, gosh, there's such a run-up, there's such a preparation period, isn't there, for Christmas, and it takes weeks and weeks and weeks to kind of prepare and get everything in and get presents for everybody and wrap the presents and trim the tree and, you know, gather in all of the food that you're going to need for the winter and that sort of stuff. And then it's all over really in one day. And she used to say it's such a shame, there's such a build-up just for one day and then it's finished. So her idea was that one present per person remained either under the tree or on the tree for Boxing Day. So Boxing Day is the day after Christmas. We have Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and then Boxing Day. I don't know if it's the same all around the world, if everyone calls it Boxing Day, or if it's just a British thing, but her idea anyway was that one present would remain on or under the tree for each person in the family. So you would have your presents on Christmas Day, -1, and then that present would be saved for Boxing Day. And on Christmas Day we used to have, you know, a traditional Christmas dinner. There'd be a meat or two, vegetarian option, lots of vegetables and gravy and very nice, wonderful things that we were very blessed to be able to enjoy. And then on Boxing Day we used to do something called a picky tea, which was basically a buffet. Like all of the family would get involved in preparing a buffet of picky food, finger food, that would kind of get put out in the kitchen mid-morning. And it would be left out in the kitchen all day, and you know, you could just help yourself basically. Go back all throughout the day and help yourself and graze, you know, on anything that you might want over the course of the day. And then you also had your tree present. It's what it was called a tree present. You also had your tree present to look forward to that had been saved from Christmas Day the day before. So it was still like a little surprise, a little something to look forward to, so that the whole season wasn't over with in just a day. Well, my little nan passed quite some years ago, but the family have still kept up with her tree present tradition, and I think these may be the tree presents that I give to my family this year. One second, guys. I think my partner's come home early from work, and I'm not sure why. Why, you know, I've been trying to ring you for over an hour. Okay, I'm going to go for now, guys. I may finish this up shortly. Thank you so much for joining me.